Yo, what is going on, boys? Snots here. We're back with another video, and today we're going to be discussing MLB The Show 23 Diamond Dynasty Wishlist. Now, if you guys are new around here, be sure to subscribe to the channel, throw a like on the video, and throw a comment down below if you guys have any suggestions for the upcoming game for MLB The Show 23. Also, if you guys haven't done so yet, be sure to download Underdog Fantasy and use code SNODS at checkout to double your first deposit up to $100. That link will be in the description below. All right, so here we are halfway through MLB The Show 22. It's coming to an end of the MLB season. We're in postseason, and this is pretty much where people stop playing the game. So I figured we'd talk about MLB The Show 23 a little bit and what we want to see in the implementation of the next game. So the first thing that I want to go over is continuation of content after the MLB season is done. It seems like most people stop playing this game once the MLB season is over. What I'd like to see is an extension of content when the MLB season is not going on. During that time, we have the holiday season, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that stuff. And I think those are really good opportunities to make some really good content and to keep the player engaged in the game. Also, while we're talking about content, what they need to do is to release some of these bigger cards a little bit early on in the year. What I mean by bigger cards is cards like Babe Ruth, Ken Griffey, Nolan Ryan, Justin Verlander, all those big cards that everybody wants. So a huge example of that is we've got Babe Ruth here, 99 overall, right? Probably the best hitter in the game. Now, they did have a 97 overall Babe Ruth that came on early on in the year, but we want to see this 99 Babe Ruth much more earlier than what we're seeing it now. We literally just got this card. Also, this 99 Ken Griffey Jr. This is the second Ken Griffey Jr., by the way, and this one just recently came out. This should have been the first 99 Ken Griffey that came out. The first 99 Ken Griffey was awful. Nobody liked it. Nobody uses it anymore. This should have been the first card. We can't have mistakes like that. A lot of people aren't even seeing the second version of this Ken Griffey card because it just came out. A lot of people aren't playing this game anymore. So let's come up with a little bit of a better schedule as far as content goes. Let's have a schedule for after the MLB season, maybe holiday promos and stuff like that. And let's release some of these better cards a little bit earlier when people are more engaged with the game, and I feel like it will make people stay playing the game a little bit longer. Next thing that I want to talk about is theme teams. Yes, you can do theme teams right now, but there's no benefit in doing it. There's no attribute boosts, nothing like that. As you can see here, I have a bunch of players that did play for the Indians/Guardians at some point in their careers, and I feel like if there was some kind of implementation in chemistry boosts and stuff like that for players that all played for the same team at some point, I feel like that would improve this game a lot. So for instance here, I've got this 93 overall Grady Sizemore that was pretty much immediately obtainable through collections. So if I have a Guardians theme team that has a maxed out, let's say the number is 15 players, right? So if I have 15 Guardians players, this guy will get max attribute boost, whatever it may be, +5 for everything, whatever it wants to be. I just think it would be really cool to have some kind of team chemistry attribute boost that's meshed in with the parallel system to kind of make these cards a little more relevant throughout the year. The problem that we're running into this late in the season is that a lot of teams out there have this same exact players, same teams, and it's very boring, very dry. I think theme teams would kind of change that up a little bit, make teams look a little more different, and you'd have a lot more fun that way. I also think it would keep a lot of players more engaged. What I mean by that is people looking forward to content, looking forward to those players that played for your team. Might not be a player that most people would use, but he did play for your team at one point. So it would be fun to look forward to content. Next thing that I want to talk about is co-op mode. Co-op mode is a new game mode that was introduced into MLB The Show 22 this year. And in my opinion, I think this game mode has a lot of potential. This season, however, they did not capitalize on that potential. I think this game mode is very, very fun, but the problem with it is that there's no really reason to play this game. There's no rewards. If you're looking to group up with one of your friends and have a good time, it's cool. But we all play Diamond Dynasty and we want our rewards and we want to try to max out our team as much as we can. And you can't do that in co-op. Also, another issue that's going on with co-op is the fact that you cannot play against your friends. So all I could do right now is invite one more of my friends and we would matchmake into a game and play a group of 2 random people. I think it would be really fun if you could get in a big party with, you know, 4 to 6 people and all just mesh into one game, talk a bunch of trash, play a game, switch teams afterwards. I feel like you could just play that for hours. Another idea that I was thinking of for rewards for co-op, if you guys have ever played NBA 2K before, I haven't played 2K in a while, but I'm pretty sure that they still have it. I did play NBA 2K16 and they had a game mode called Park Mode. What you would do is go in there with your player and you would join, I guess it's what I'm gonna call it, a club. I know it wasn't called a club, but you would join one of 3 clubs, and every now and then they would have events through a weekend or whatever it may be, and whatever team or club had the most wins at the end of that weekend would get a reward. So what I'm thinking they should do for co-op is have a AL club and a NL club. Now, how it should be is you are forced into a club based on your location. So that'll avoid any toxicity of people just joining the same club so everyone gets the same amount of rewards. It's based on your location. You get the AL or the NL, and then every so often there are events, and during those events you can only play with players that are in your club, and then at the end of that event, whoever has the most wins gets stubs, a card, whatever the rewards may be. I just feel like that would make it more fun and people would jump into co-op. Next thing that I want to talk about here is outside of Diamond Dynasty, and that is March to October, franchise mode, and custom leagues. This will all be in one subject. So basically what I'm wanting to see here is some kind of implementation of an online franchise. We have custom leagues right now, but it is a very basic way of playing online leagues with friends. All you do is join this, pick a team, can't even do a fantasy draft, play 1 season, and you're done. You can't even play against the CPU. You have to play against other players, and you have to have a minimum of, I believe it's like 5, no, it's like 4 players that you have to have. I don't know about you, but I don't have, you know, 4, 5 to 10 friends that are consistently playing MLB The Show. So what they need to do is make a way to make franchise online, a way for you to play with your friends, play a full franchise for multiple years, 10, 20 years plus, whatever it may be, with full on control of your team, rebuilds, the ability to do a fantasy draft, the ability to trade, the ability to do free agents, to be a full on general manager of an MLB team against your friends. If you guys have played Madden, if you guys have played 2K, they all have this. You can do this in those games. So I don't know why MLB has it where you cannot do this. I really feel for people that play franchise mode and they don't play Diamond Dynasty because they haven't touched this mode in years. And then March to October, I'm going to quickly go through this. If there's people out there that only play March to October, what they need to do with this is they need to make it where you can play multiple seasons. You can only play 1 season of March to October. Basically what March to October is, it's a simplified franchise mode. You only play key moments throughout the entire season. And it basically just makes franchise mode quicker. Problem is, you can only play it for 1 season. I think this would be really cool if you started out as a bad team and then you built your team throughout the years. And I just think that would be more fun that way. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about Road to the Show. Road to the Show, I think, needs to be changed. This is another game mode that hasn't really been touched in a very long time, but we all have to remember that Road to the Show is basically what started this game. If we look back to the very first MLB The Show that came out, that was the main dish of that game. There was online mode, but there wasn't like Diamond Dynasty and stuff like that. All you could do is just get on and play against people with normal teams. For me anyways, I played that game to play Road to the Show. That was the best part of that game. To me, I think this game needs to be changed a little bit. Basically, the only reason why people play Road to the Show is to get their creative player on their Diamond Dynasty team, because that is pretty much the best card in the game. You can max out their stats just by playing Road to the Show. And I really don't think this should be a way of playing the game. Road to the Show is also used to get a bunch of XP as well, and I just think that's really stupid. I think Road to the Show should have their own little thing They should make it where it's kind of like a my player kind of thing, you know, like they do in NBA 2K. And they need to make a separate game mode where you can take your road to the show player and go play a pickup game against other people, however they want to do it. That I feel like that could be really, really boring if they just take 9 players against 9 players and you have to sit there and wait for your at bat every single time. So I feel like that would be boring. But I think there's something there that they could find where you build up your player, get him up to a really high overall, and you take him to a different game mode and compete there. Keep these creative players out of Diamond Dynasty. I think that is just really stupid. And to be honest with you, I do think creative players in Diamond Dynasty makes it very, very toxic. So they need to stay away from that. And then lastly, a couple things that I think will make this game much easier is moments. So if we hop into the extreme program here and I want to complete all of these moments, I have to play all of these individually. What I mean by that, if I jump in here and I go to play this moment and I complete it, the game is going to kick me out of the game. Once I complete the moment, I have to go back to the main menu, go into my other programs, and then go back to extreme program and go down to moments and then jump down to the next one. That, to me, I feel like it's just little things like this that just make the game a little bit better. If they make an option where I can just jump to the next challenge or moment, whatever you want to call it, that's going to make the game so much better, so much more efficient and easier. Little things like that I love in this game. They made the conquest mode a little bit quicker this year, which tells me that they're thinking about things like that. So that's something I'd love to see in the next one. And then lastly, what I wanted to talk about is possible implementation to PC. MLB The Show 21, they brought it to Xbox. 22, they brought it to Switch. In my opinion, right there, that's where they draw the line. I do not want to see this game go to PC. I feel like there's a lot of problems that can happen to the game if they do that. If you guys have ever played a game on PC, Call of Duty, whatever, there's a lot of cheaters and mods out there that people are going to ruin the game with. If you guys have played 2K on PC, there's a lot of mods and a lot of cheaters out there, and I don't want to see this happen to this game. Also, if you guys think about playing MLB The Show with a mouse, can you imagine how much easier the game would be with the PCI using a mouse? Yeah, you do not want to see that with this game. And I know you can turn off crossplay and stuff like that, but I don't want to have to do that just because I don't want to play a PC guy. I want to still be able to play against people on PlayStation and Switch and stuff like that. Yeah, no PC. Yeah, boys, that is going to be it for me for the MLB The Show 23 wish list. I know there's probably a million different things we could think of here, so let me know down in the comments what you guys think would be awesome to see in MLB The Show 23. That's going to be it for me. I'm out of here, boys. Peace.